I guess we could get started. People will just fall in. So today I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about what the Sunday call was. I don't know if you all listened to it this week. So the week before, last Sunday, before the holiday, it was about looking ahead at your calendar, planning your holidays or your events, and kind of just mapping them out on your calendar, figuring out which ones are important, which ones are maybe not as important, and creating some boundaries and choosing your treats and what you're going to do, and just kind of go into it with a plan. So this last Sunday, it was kind of a follow-up call on that. Hi, Brenda. Where she was talking about the strategy for the day of the event. And she hit on a bunch of really good points. And I know we just finished Thanksgiving, one of our big food events. After I kind of go over what she talked about on Sunday, I do want to, go around and talk about how we feel our day went, since that's behind us now, and we're moving on to the next event. So she gave some strategies on event day, what we're going to do, what we're not going to do. So the things that we're not going to do is we're not going to punish ourselves or work off the food that we ate. So we're not going to feel bad if we ate too much. We're not going to starve ourselves the next day or go do strenuous workouts to work off the food. We're not going to do that. We just want to move on from that event. We're not going to do a heavy workout or skip meals before the event so that we have more calories saved up for the actual event. So those are things we don't want to do. Some of the things that we do want to do is we want to take care of our bodies. So we want to start early. That was one of the things she talked about. Start early. When you get up, get your workout in first thing. Get some water in, even if it's just a couple of cups of water. If you can't, if you can down 24 ounces or whatever before your coffee, that's always great. But make sure that you're front loading your day with water, because you might have some drinks towards the end of the day. Or you might fall short on your water if you don't front load. And then get in a solid Fitme plate first thing, so breakfast. How many of you had a Fitme plate for breakfast on Thanksgiving? Yeah, I did. Most people?
I didn't, but I always eat the same thing every day, which is steel cut oats and yogurt.
Okay. So you had what you normally have. You didn't skip.
I did eat breakfast.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody ate breakfast. Good. So start your day early. It puts you in a better position to have better choices throughout the day. It's just an overall better day when you start early and get some of those things done ahead of time. Never go to an event starving was the other tip she gave. Sometimes if it falls at a weird time, like our Thanksgiving was at 3 o'clock. And so it was like a little bit between lunch and dinner. And so I was kind of like, do I eat lunch? Do I not eat lunch? I had an early breakfast. I did my movement, but I was kind of at lunchtime. I was like, I don't know what to do. So what I did is I just ate a snack that was bigger than a snack, but not as big as a meal. So it held me over. I kind of snacked on some of the stuff I had made for that I was taking because I over prepped. Brussels sprouts, I over prepped. Sweet potatoes, so I had extra and I snacked on that. So making sure that you're not going super hungry, because sometimes what we'll do is we'll get to the event and then we'll stuff our faces and then we'll feel really bad. I made sure also at the event I made a rule for myself that I was going to have one plate. I wasn't going to go for seconds. So I did get the big plate, not the small plate. I got the bigger plate and I got everything I wanted on that one plate. I even took a picture of it because I wanted to see it afterwards because I knew it was going to go down pretty quickly. But I wanted to kind of look and see. But I was pretty proud of my portion sizes. There was a lot of carbs on the plate, but I didn't get like big servings of carbs like I usually do. They were a little bit smaller so that I could have more. But I got everything I wanted on that first plate and I was satisfied afterwards. I actually didn't want pie for a little while. Usually we'll just go for the pie right away and we'll just stuff it all in. So don't go starving. And then afterwards, after the event, she gave some good tips that I had never really thought about. One of them is if you do have alcohol at the event, try and keep it earlier in the day if you can. If the closer to bedtime that you have alcohol, the your quality of sleep is going to be affected. You're not going to sleep as well. So have it earlier in the day, get some water in maybe right before bed so that you're hydrated. You'll sleep better. And then just kind of remember your boundaries. That's kind of a before thing, but remember your boundaries. We decide before we go what we're going to do. And sometimes we just kind of throw it all out the window once we get there. I had decided ahead of time that I would have 1 glass of wine and I stuck to that boundary, even though there was somebody refilling everybody's glasses. You know, I had my glass and then I removed it from where I was sitting and just had my water in front of me so that they wouldn't refill my cup. I also had half a piece because I wanted pie. I wanted to taste both pies, but I didn't want to eat 2 pieces of pie. So I had half of pumpkin and half of apple pie with a lot of whipped cream. And so I still kept that boundary. So just kind of remembering what rules you set for yourself before the event while you're there. The last thing she mentioned is the scale. And I did it. I stepped on the scale. I did it, but I did it knowing that it was going to be higher because I felt really bad throughout the weekend, even though I had made a lot of good choices. I wasn't eating my normal meals. I wasn't eating 2 Fitme plates and I wasn't drinking any water all weekend. I don't know what happened there, but I wasn't really drinking any water. But I didn't drink alcohol. I didn't have a lot of sugar, but we were having things I don't normally eat. Like we had Mexican food one night. My brother made pozole one night. So those are things that I don't typically eat that are a little bit higher in salt content. And so I felt really bloated and I just didn't feel good. But I did get on the scale on Sunday and I was 5 pounds higher than I normally am. But I knew it was going to be that way because I felt it in my belly. There's a lot of water retention with the salt. If you have alcohol, of course, sugar, those are inflammatory foods. And so you'll have, you'll weigh more after having those. It took me, what are we, Wednesday now? So I weighed on Sunday and today I'm back down to my normal. So that also depends on the person, how fast you go back down. It used to take me a good week to come back down after like a vacation or an event to get back down to my baseline. So it takes time for a lot of that inflammation to leave your body. So just stay off the scale for 1 week and then you'll be fine. You didn't gain fat. It's all inflammation. So I kind of wanted to open it up to everybody. There's a lot of people on the call tonight. Just to see how your Thanksgiving was. Did you stick to your boundaries? What was your plan? And maybe how did you feel afterwards?
I'll go. I
Okay.
usually go. I have lots to say.
Nobody goes, I'm gonna call you out.
Thanksgiving went really well, actually. I ate my breakfast and we had Thanksgiving dinner at 1. So right at lunchtime. So it wasn't a big deal. And I ate everything I wanted to eat. And I didn't worry about portion control. And I logged it all. And I did what you did. I did a small piece of cake that our daughter made and half a slice of pie. So I could have both with lots of whipped cream. It's just
Good.
how it goes. And then I allowed myself the next day to eat stuff more in portion control because we had a ton of leftovers. And I feel good with my choices.
Good. Did you have a lot of leftovers?
We had a ton of leftovers because we made an 18-pound turkey.
Oh,
We made a major amount of potatoes. Like I had to cook the potatoes in 2 pans. There were so many potatoes. But
we were
for
gonna
Thanksgiving,
take.
I allowed myself to eat whatever I wanted
Uh-huh.
in whatever portions. But the next day I ate, and then at dinner time I also ate within portions.
Mm-hmm.
And then Friday I ate portion sizes of leftovers. And I only allow myself to have rolls because I make homemade rolls and I love them and I love them and I love them. But I only allowed myself to have rolls for those 2 days and not since. So
What did you do with your leftovers? Did you throw them?
I made turkey soup and we put it over the mashed potatoes. So it was a Fitme meal.
Good.
So it was all healthy. I had carrots and peas and
That sounds
celery and I don't know, something. Yeah. And then the turkey, and then I used the rest of the turkey gravy I made as a base for the soup. And then we put it over the mashed potatoes.
I think Lauren did something like that where she put her turkey over the mashed potatoes and then she put barbecue sauce and Brussels sprouts. And she said it was really good. I don't know. I don't know about the barbecue sauce, but she said it was really good.
Yeah, I don't know about that either, but
They were going to send everybody home with their, like the dish that they made. And then we decided to just leave it at my brother's house and go back the next day at lunchtime and have our leftovers then. Because we ate late enough that we didn't have to eat again that day. But when I got my second plate the next day, I made sure it was a Fitme plate. I had Brussels sprouts, I had turkey, and I had mashed potatoes. So I made sure that it was at least a Fitme plate, leftovers.
I think that's the way to do it. I think that's balance.
Mm-hmm.
So
I did have pie the next day with my coffee.
yeah, we had pie the next day too, but
Pie with
and I had a
coffee
whole
is
slice.
so good.
Pie with coffee. Julie, were you gonna say something? Julie P.
I was just gonna say mine wasn't quite as balanced. I mean, I started out really good. I woke up early and I did my treadmill and I did my exercises that day. And so I got like 5,000 steps even before we left the house, and things just kind of tumbled downhill. There's just a lot of life that happened that day. You know, I ended up getting pulled away from me cooking. So then the potatoes got ruined, and didn't realize the potatoes got ruined until we got to my in-laws' house. And so I had to go to a Quick Trip, which is a gas station, to try and find potatoes because nothing was open because it was Thanksgiving. No. And I was the main person, my mother-in-law was like, Julie, I want you to make the mashed potatoes because you always make them so well. And then I ruined them and they were just god awful disgusting. My husband's like, oh, they're fine. I was like, are you kidding? They looked like spider webs. It was disgusting. And so, we're in Quick Trip and we're looking around, and by that time I was really hungry because our lunch was at 1:00 too, but I needed to have a snack in between there and I didn't. So I grabbed a cookie off the shelf and it was a oatmeal raisin cookie. And I was like, oh yes, those are my favorite. This will tide me over. But that was my treat though, because I I guess you can call it fortunate or unfortunate. I don't like pie. So when it comes to this time of the holidays, I don't have to resist stuff because everybody brings pie and
Oh.
I don't like pie, so I don't eat it. So that was my treat for the day. And, but I just had it before a meal instead of after the meal. But they ended up having mashed potatoes, so I was able to get that. And then I was supposed to bring the vegetables. I forgot the vegetables. So it was just like life. It was a strange day.
Oh,
It was
no.
just like, and I had it all written down, everything. I remembered everything but the vegetables. And then, but
Did you just
I
forget to make them, or you left them at home?
I left them at home.
Oh,
And we're
no.
an hour and a half away that we were traveling. So it's not like, I could turn around and go home
Yeah.
and get them. And I didn't even, nobody even remembered it until we were halfway done eating. And then my father-in-law turns to me, he's like, huh, no corn, no beans. And I went, oops. And he's like, are they at home? I said, yep, they're in the freezer. Right.
Oh, no.
But, I mean,
Oh,
there's
well.
plenty of food.
There's
so,
plenty of food. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically I had, turkey and mashed potatoes, and that was it because there's no other vegetable. And so, and then, I didn't have any pie or anything. And the hardest part with my in-laws is they always eat dessert immediately after dinner. You just filled up on dinner, and everyone's stomach was just like, ugh. And I felt really awful. I didn't think I overate, but maybe it was the cookie that I ate before my meal made me feel awful. So after I got done cleaning up, then I told my husband, I'm like, I need to go outside and get a walk in because I feel awful.
Yeah.
And so I ended up getting a half-hour walk in and ended up getting my 10,000 steps in that point. So had some good points, had some bad points, but kind of all evened out.
Yeah. Anybody else? Y'all are so quiet today. There's Raquel.
Hi.
Are you walking in the dark?
No, I just went to Walmart. I had to grab some ground chicken and I was gonna make egg roll in a bowl, but I mean, I guess they still can. They have only the broccoli slaw, not the cabbage slaw.
I do it with broccoli slaw.
Do you? I haven't
I use
tried it
broccoli
that way,
slaw
so-
as well. It's really good.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh,
It's
okay.
really-
I was all, I guess I'll have to try this one.
How was your
So-
Thanksgiving?
It was good. I'm not gonna beat myself up over it. I did have about a half a pie of pecan pie all to myself.
And where's that pie now? It's not at your
I
house.
took it to work. It's not at my house. No, I
Okay.
would have eaten the whole thing. I would have totally eaten the whole thing. Nobody else eats it. My brother makes it. It's a homemade family recipe.
Oh,
And yeah, it's so good. But I did throw the pumpkin pie away. I was like, man, I'll eat the pecan.
yeah.
But I added broccoli to our menu for Thanksgiving. My husband's like, we have plenty of sides. I was like, but we don't have a vegetable.
Mm-hmm.
So so that was cool.
Yeah.
And then I just made sure that I was set up for for this week, like that I have my regular breakfast, which is hard boiled eggs, an oatmeal bake now that it's warm, because in the summer I'll do the overnight oats,
Mhm.
and then cucumber. I just eat cucumbers.
That's your breakfast.
My breakfast.
That's good. I saw your pit. She sent me a photo of the pit with the turkeys in it. That's pretty
We got
interesting.
13.
13
Well,
in there?
not just turkeys, but we got 13 pieces of
Meat.
meat. So we had turkeys, brisket, and my brother put in a pork butt.
Nice.
Nice.
Came out really good.
Did any turkeys explode?
We had one.
One? Oh, man.
Yeah, we had one. But I think 'cause they loaded it with butter. And
Oh,
so it leaked out. And so, but mine was perfect. I think mine was the best turkey that I've
oh,
ever
yeah.
made.
Anyone else? You guys are so quiet. Natika, did
It's
you
a
go?
blur. I don't
Did you go
remember.
on
It was
vacation?
so. I wish I stayed home. Didn't entertain a whole bunch of people.
How
I
did
didn't
people
cook
feel
traditional Thanksgiving
afterwards?
food
How did you
at my
guys,
house.
what did you cook if it wasn't traditional?
We did filet mignon, ribs, mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, asparagus. Made a cheesecake. I think that's
Need to
I think
it.
I'm
come to
going to
your
your
house.
house.
It doesn't always have to be turkey and mashed potatoes.
Yeah, we did. I didn't want any of that, and I
Yeah.
loved that. I didn't host family, so there was no pressure to get it done by a certain time. Oh, and I made shrimp and broccoli Alfredo.
Oh my God.
So as was cooked,
You know how to celebrate Thanksgiving, let me tell you.
as it was cooked, people ate, and I was kind of, snacking throughout the process. So I don't
Mhm.
know how much I ate, but when I sat down to eat, I had steak. Oh, and I made baked potatoes too. So I had steak, baked potato, and asparagus. It was
A Philly
delicious with
plate, nice.
sauteed onions on top. It
Uh-huh.
was yummy. I didn't
Yeah.
miss anything about the whole traditional Thanksgiving big family gathering. I didn't miss any of it. And then the next day, I went over to Nicole's house and ate a lot of her desserts. That's where I went wrong.
What did you have, Nicole, for desserts?
I'll answer for her.
Um,
Banana pudding,
oh,
chocolate
banana
cake,
pudding.
a
Banana.
keto cheesecake. Oh, sorry, Nicole. Go ahead.
No, no, no. Go ahead. Because like you said, it's a blur now. Feels like it was already like 2 weeks ago.
She had
I made.
cupcakes.
I had cupcakes, keto cheesecake, banana pudding, and yellow cake. I made a vanilla cake with chocolate icing. So I pretty much made like I hosted my in-laws and my brother and my nephew. Those are the only folks here. So about 8 people, including my family. And I pretty much made everyone's favorite dessert. So everyone felt like they got, oh, and the cupcakes for my boys. Um, so everyone got a little bit of love on the dessert side. And then I cooked a somewhat traditional Thanksgiving dinner um, with a Southern twist to it.
Nice.
Southern Caribbean twist.
I mean, it was delicious. I want to taste your food one of these days.
Sure. Come on over. No,
All right.
I enjoy cooking and I love food. So Natika always knows I'm always telling, come on over. We got plenty of food.
Only got to tell me once.
Especially with the desserts. I think if I had desserts like that available to me, I would have gotten all of it like multiple
Yeah, I did.
times.
I did.
But because it was pie and pumpkin and apple, like I love apple pie, but it's not my favorite. Pumpkin pie is not my favorite. So it wasn't something that I wanted a whole lot of, you know.
Yeah,
If it
I'm
was
not a big
cheesecake.
fan of I'm not a fan of pies. Like it's okay. Like it's like those night I'll have it if it's there, but it's not my go-to. So I say, you know what, if I'm not, let's say, hosting a big group, I'm gonna make what everyone likes. And
Yeah.
I was able to get those done, I think on Wednesday. So I was able to get most of my cooking done on Wednesday. So I really indulged and enjoyed myself. And everything was, I didn't cook a lot. I usually cook too much food and you're literally eating it a week later. So I scaled down my portions so that way we can kind of get back on track quicker.
Yeah.
And I was pretty much out of food by Sunday. So
Nice.
it worked out really well. And most of the food that was left was, the protein. So like the ham, I made some fried turkey and jerk turkey. So
So we have a few minutes left. I just wanted to ask, is there anything that happened this holiday that you want to do differently the next event that comes up, something that you would do different?
I'd get my walk in that I did not get in before everybody came. Because that's the only part of my day that I missed was my exercise.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes, you know, even if you start early, like your prep and all of that, I think if you can get, even if it's like 10-minute breaks and get a little bit of walking here and there, you can get it in that way. If you don't want to do like a full 30 minutes all at one time, or you just wake up at 4 a.m. and get it in.
No. I used to have to get up at 3:30 in the morning to be at work at 4. I think I got up at 3 and had to take my kids to daycare and be at work at 4. And
Yeah,
I would have to lay on the couch at 6 p.m. Well, the kids played until 8 because they weren't ready to go to bed until 8. And thankfully they were old enough I could do that. But no, I am not. Getting up at 8 o'clock with Harmony is bad enough. I don't want to be up at 4 ever again.
So how would you fit that walk in on your day? Like you say you repeated that day. Where would you button it in?
I would do it as soon as I put the turkey in the oven.
Okay.
Before I did anything else. So.
Anybody else do anything different? No?
I agree. I would try to get out and get a walk in first.
Yeah.
At some point during the day. Yep.
Yeah, and I would probably just plan snacks, healthy snacks, instead of trying to wait until the time was there, because I was hungry before we left to travel. So I would more than likely make sure I had something to eat.
Yeah.
But not something big, because we'd be, we were eating at 1. But for Christmas, it'll be at my house, so it'll be a little bit different. So.
Anybody else? No? I think I would have had less cheese. We had cheese and crackers to snack on before at my brother's house, and sausage, summer sausage. I ate too much cheese, so I had problems the next day. We won't go there.
We all know what you mean.
That's probably why my stomach was so bloated. But anyway.
Yeah.
Well, there's our alarm clock. He's like, you're done. I'm sorry. He's so loud.
Thanks, Marlena.
You guys have a good night.
You too.
Thanks for coming on.
To you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.